forgettable game.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuits. I'm here to ask an...
I'm just kidding. I'm funning your bunions.
Yeah, me and Corey played against each other.
Saw you guys were playing.
Did he whip your butt?
I don't remember. He beat me more times.
No, it's 2-2.
Oh, was it 2-2?
Mm-hmm.
I'll play in Hearthstone. I'll take you down with my newbie decks.
Your basic card deck?
Yep. I don't think I have any good cards.
I did it again.
What did you do, Corey?
I can't minimize Skype. I keep forgetting.
Oh.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Mom has a bunch of old crappy monitors. I have an old crappy monitor you can take if you want.
I have an old crappy monitor too, but it doesn't for my monitor's 16 by 9 or whatever. I have to change the resolution to use an older monitor, like one of those old 4x3s.
Why do you have to change your resolution?
For some reason, I don't know. I tried hooking up my old monitor and it wouldn't. It doesn't have HDMI.
I have a 16 by 9 monitor, an old one. If you want to use it, it's just collecting dust. It was the monitor I used with my old Dell computer, and I'm not using it anymore. So I have a second monitor that I use, but it's the old 4x3, and it doesn't change the resolution like on my main monitor. It just has one monitor as 16 by 9 and one 4x3. I don't know why yours is different. Why your thing is different?
That's bizarre.
Maybe because you're using an AMD card.
I think it was because it wasn't I couldn't plug HDMI into it. The older monitor. I had to use a VGA, and the video card doesn't have a VGA. So I was using the VGA from the motherboard.
Oh, yeah, you should. Oh, I got you. You should just get an adapter, a VGA to DVI adapter for it. That should work.
Yeah, I could do that.
I think that's why, because it was probably negating your graphics card and running just off the onboard video.
Interesting.
If I had to guess, I think I have an adapter. So next time you're here, let me know and I'll hook you up. DVI to VGA adapter. Because there's no reason you shouldn't be able to run two different resolution monitors off your video card.
Okay, I think we're good.
Want to get started?
Everyone says they can hear us.
Excellent. I guess I can close all this crap.
I'm gonna fucking break this laptop in half.
That's how mine is too. Like, because I only turn it on when I do the podcast.
Me too.
So that it wants to update. So that's why I started turning it on an hour before we start. Because it would download updates while we were starting, and that's why Corey was getting the echo because it's so slow.
It would be fine if I could just get it to stop.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah. Pain in the buttski is what it is. All right.
This is why I've been trying to do my feedback at home.
Recording devices. Line in. Okay. Double check. Check.
I left my wallet in Sophie's car. She went to her mom's, so I couldn't get Subway.
Ah, that's no good.
I didn't get Subway today either, even though I thought about it.
Major bummer.
I still say we should be sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
If I wasn't getting 2 games in the next 2 weeks, I would have. But I'm trying to save my funds for it.
Yeah, I really shouldn't be spending any money anyway.
Although I'm going to trade Bayonetta in. That's worth $33.
Nice. Yeah, Nintendo stuff, man. Will, do you see a little USB drive anywhere?
Is it that?
No, it's about that big. It's silver. It's got the intro on it, and I keep meaning to take it off. I want to dance with somebody. I could just add it later, but I don't.
Oh my god!
Because it's gonna screw up the times. Still not working for you, huh?
This is unbearable. I just want to get the feedback together. That's all I want. I don't know, Dan.
This is BS. Where did that thing go? Oh, it's right in front of my face.
Dan,
This is BS.
Goose.
Okay. Well, I should have the intro on the computer. But I... All right, ready?
Yes.
Yes.
I suppose.
I think I was playing a game of Hots or something on here. You know?
We haven't played.
No, we should. We definitely should, Will.
I'm getting frustrated with my taxes.
They're not back yet.
Nope. The guy hasn't even said he did them yet.
Who is this guy?
They had a guy do the taxes.
Oh yeah, because of Dad's medical expenses.
Yeah.
Roger. Roger Dodger.
I'm getting very impatient.
Sure. As would I.
All right, shall we?
Yeah.
I think we're all set. Line in is correct. Recording. Blah blah. Yeah. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to episode 190 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
Today is March 12th, 2015. Our episode is going to be Hotline Miami 2, Ori and the Blind Forest, and then kind of like a indie preview.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Indie-centric.
there's a lot of really good indies coming out this year. Some pretty soon. Some have already come out. Some we'll talk about today. But we wanted to give them their due by covering them in their own kind of separate episode. So that's what we're going to do. Anybody have anything they want to tease for later on in the episode? Anything
Yes. Let me pull up my things here, Daniel. Got my notes all spread out. Let's see. I want to talk a little bit about EA Access. I re-upped for a month. I did play some Hearthstone, not necessarily new to the podcast or gaming, but new to me.
new? Yeah, kind of new for you.
And you mentioned Ori and the Blind Forest already. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. I played the first Hotline Miami in preparation for Hotline Miami 2, so I'll talk about that during what we played.
I got a couple new things.
What do you got?
I played a puzzle platformer called Shiftlings and a Japanese language learning game called Influent.
Huh.
It was part of the Japanese Humble Week. Was it the weekly bundle?
Yeah.
All the Japanese games.
Is that the one with
I've
the kind of bleak, basic looking graphics?
It kind of looks like an old. I don't know. It looks kind of sleek. It kind of reminds me of like The Sims a little bit.
Okay.
It's like a first-person view. You just walk around a house and learn how to say things. I learned 10 Japanese words.
Nice.
Did you memorize them?
I did, but I had to yesterday because I took a little time attack quiz within the game, but I already can't remember half of them. I know Nagashi is sink.
You're too old to learn a new language.
Chizu is cheese.
Can't teach an old Corey new language.
Played that, and did I play anything else? I don't think anything new.
Okay. What about you, Will?
I played a mobile game called Duet.
Nice.
About it, though, for new things.
All right. Sounds good. Well, let's get right into the main topic. We'll start with Hotline Miami 2, which came out, what? Was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday it came out?
Tuesday, like 2 or 1.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is when games unlock on Steam.
Why is that?
I'm not sure. That's just when they update like their store and stuff. So that's when games unlock. If it's a lot of times if it's a bigger release, they'll release at midnight. But other than that, it's usually 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Eastern. I should specify. It would be 10 o'clock Pacific.
You probably gotta pony up some cash if you want your game to come out at midnight.
Probably, because I'm sure they have to do special things to get it up and running.
Somebody has to be there at midnight to press the button.
Push the button, yeah. Exactly. So for those of you who don't know, Hotline Miami is a top-down, action-y murder playground, as I put it. It's a NES-looking indie game with bright colors, and it's got a banging 80s soundtrack. It made me think, Corey, of the top-down parts in the old Robin Hood Prince of Thieves NES game.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, it controls like that. It plays a little bit like that especially for the melee combat. Very similar. It's almost like a twin stick shooter with the left stick controlling the character, right stick controlling aim for guns and melee weapons. Clicking the right stick will also lock onto a target, and if you move the stick around, it'll switch which target you're aiming at. And then basically you have to go through a level and kill everybody on it. Levels are generally multi-story buildings that you complete one floor at a time. And it saves after each floor because you die a lot, which is good. It reminds me in that sense like Super Meat Boy. It's almost like a dance, and you got to learn the right steps and right way to take down all the enemies without getting killed. And some levels will take you a long time. I had one that took me like an hour and 45 minutes.
Holy shit.
I think that was in the first Hotline Miami. I don't think that was 2.
Oof. I was gonna say I think my longest in Hotline Miami 2 was 40 minutes.
Yeah, mine was about the same, 45, and I've probably played Hotline Miami 2 for maybe 8 hours.
9, I think I saw as your game play time.
9, yeah.
I was looking every day.
Checking up on it.
I'm an idiot, so I get bored, and that's how I take up my time.
Gotcha. I like to know too. It's good to see how much experience someone has with something.
I kept checking to see if any of you had played Ori and the Blind Forest too.
I
have to reconnect my Steam account to yours.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
That's why I didn't get a chance to play it. So yeah, what thoughts on Hotline Miami 2? Corey, we'll start with you.
My thoughts on Hotline Miami 2 aren't much different than my thoughts on Hotline Miami 1. It's a very good game. Dan, I like your murder playground description.
Yep.
I kind of like the combat puzzle description because you're constantly trying to figure out the most effective, or not even the most effective, the way you can clear the room without dying, which is sometimes really difficult and frustrating. But yeah, I mean, what I love most about this game is style. The story stuff doesn't really do it for me. You know, a lot of people talk about how the story in this one is superior. I don't really care about it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just like going through and slaughtering people.
Yeah, it's supposed to be commentary on violence and media and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to pay attention to the story, and I'm just not really picking up on any of it. And that's not really why I play the game. I play it for the style and, you know, the sort of frantic fun. Over-the-top violence that I think this type of game is a good game to get out of a gaming funk with.
Yeah.
Very easy to pick up. Very rapid. You know, it's like you said, Super Meat Boy, that rapid. You make an attempt, you fail, immediately you just try it again.
Yeah, because the further you progress in a level, you start to see like and figure out your strategy, and I think that's what's addicting about it is, you know, you're like, oh, okay, one more try, and if I don't do it, I'll give up. But, you know, you get a little bit farther every time, and, you know, sometimes you'll screw up right at the beginning, but you'll see what you have to do as you're going along in the level.
It's also one of those ones too where the more times you've done it, you feel like you should be better at it, so you start rushing.
Yeah,
which leads to your frustration even more.
Sometimes that helps me though. When I figure a lot of times I'm too cautious and end up getting myself shot through a window or something, and I'm not paying attention. But if I rush right in and start bashing heads or whatever, that helps me a little bit sometimes.
Sure,
it depends on the level, obviously.
Right.
The worst is when you have one person left on the floor and they shoot you because you got stuck on a corner trying to run away or something like that.
That happened to me a lot last night. I think there was one guy that kept getting me every time, and, you know, I wouldn't get to the last guy every single time I did the level, but he probably killed me 5 or 6 times before I finally got him.
That jerk.
Yeah, and like I said, you don't get to that every time. Like you might screw up, or someone is in a different place than they usually are. There is a little bit of randomness to it, but for the most part, everyone seems to be in the same spot. But what I wanted to get into in Hotline Miami 2, one of the things I like about it is there's a lot more environment variety than there was in the first one. The levels are a little bit more colorful.
You go to Hawaii?
Yeah. Which is I don't think I've gotten to Hawaii.
You must have.
Probably.
You go there pretty early.
Is that the one? Is that the beach, the pier?
The military guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did do that one. I didn't realize that was in Hawaii. I must miss that. But there's also a little more interactivity with the environment. So, like when you shoot a shotgun or something, it'll blast stuff off shelves and they'll roll around in the level. Or it just makes it feel more I don't know, interactive and realistic, I guess. Because obviously, if you're having a firefight with a bunch of dudes, some random stuff is going to get hit, and just seeing that fly all over the place it's kind of neat.
Sure.
There was a store with rotating racks, and when you bumped into them, it would spin around. And then the pier with the waves in the ocean in the background, that was a pretty cool level too. That was different. But also, there's more characters with more character abilities.
Yes.
Which is vastly different than the first one.
Yeah, and that's the biggest difference for me in what I like most about Hotline Miami 2 over the first one. Are the different characters and the different things that they do.
Yeah.
Like the one guy whose name happens to be Corey can roll around and dodge bullets and stuff.
Yeah, that's a woman.
Oh, is it a woman?
Yeah, there's two women. You can't tell because they're just masks.
Okay.
But that apparently Corey is a woman, and then one of the other ones is a woman.
Figures.
So.
But the one character that's a tandem, the one guy has a chainsaw and the other guy has a gun, is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's tough to get the hang of.
It was,
but it's fun when it works.
Once you get the hang of it, like it works really well because you can kill two people at the same time if you aim right.
My favorite one though is the guy that can't use weapons; he can only punch.
Yeah, and he just punches people to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. There's that. There's a guy that uses two guns too. There's a guy that dual wields.
I just got
Uzis,
him.
Yeah, which is fun because you can shoot both your guns forward, or he can kind of open up and shoot on either side of him too.
Like
which
Boondock Saints.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
Ooh.
an awesome movie, by the way.
Sensual.
But yeah, that's one of the things I love about. I love Hotline Miami 2. By the way, I really enjoyed the first one, but I think the second one is just that much of an improvement over the first one.
One thing that I really don't like about the second one is I felt like the first one did a better job of letting you know where all the enemies were, kind of. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times in the second one, there's too big of an area, and you can't tell.
Yeah.
And I've gotten killed when I just kind of thought it was bullshit. Like, I didn't know the guy was there, and I wasn't, like, rushing in there or anything like that.
I just figured out in Hotline Miami 2 how to move the camera around a little bit.
Oh.
If you hold the left trigger, it'll scan the camera out further away.
Okay.
Well,
and that might help with that.
I don't know if that was in the first one or not, because I never figured out how to do that.
I think it was.
I'm sure it was, because I had the same issue with people like just out of the camera, like shooting me.
Yeah, I was getting really annoyed with that.
But yeah, if you hold down the left trigger and with the aiming thing, you can move the camera around so you can see like off into the distance. And I just figured out how to do that. I think last night even when I was playing, figured out how to do that.
That helps to a certain extent. But I had the same issue, Eric, and I did know how to move the camera. Some of the levels are a lot bigger in Hotline Miami 2 than they are in the first one. So even though you can move the camera, there is a limit on how far you can go out.
Yeah, well, like I said,
did get burned the same way multiple times.
The one on the pier has a bunch of guys with Uzis like at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really difficult because that's like you said, a really long one. If you don't know they're there, or how many of them are there, you gotta, you're gonna get blasted.
Because really, you can only take 2 hits and you're dead.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I thought you could only take 1 in the first one.
It might have been 1. I know there was a character in the first one that could take an extra bullet. I think that's the one I played as, for the most part.
Yeah, because all the characters were based on which all the abilities, I guess, were based on which mask you wore specifically. And this one, you just choose different characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, most of the time it's a predetermined character, but sometimes you get to pick.
Yeah, which is awesome. I did find that it's a tad more buggy than the first one, and that could be just because it came out. I had one crash, but I also kept getting stuck on invisible objects in the environment.
Doors, I noticed, were an issue. Not as much for me as they were for the AI computer players.
Right.
And actually, there were a couple times when I was using the 2-man team with the chainsaw and the gun.
Yeah, and the guy with the gun got stuck.
I'd go through a door and the guy with the gun would get stuck, and I'd be like, "You son of a bitch, get over here!" But
and then you might as well just get yourself killed because
you,
you're not having half your team there.
Right.
Yeah, that happened to me a couple times too.
Yeah, and running around with that fat chainsaw guy wasn't the best option.
Yeah.
But Yeah. Other than that, I haven't had any crashes. I played for about 3 hours, almost 3 hours exactly. I haven't had any other bugs besides that. I think my favorite part of the game is the music.
Yeah, the music is really good.
Oh man,
And I think it's a lot better in 2 than it was in
I
1 even.
honestly don't remember a damn thing about 1.
Yeah.
Other than I loved it.
I wouldn't either, but I just played it
Right.
this weekend, so it's still kind of fresh.
Like you guys said, I could care less about the story. I don't have any interest in tracking what's going on or trying to figure it out. It's so out there and wacky anyway. I just love playing the game, and like the gameplay is so good.
Yeah.
And the music is so good. Like it gets you like pumped up, and it gets intense when you're in these rooms going into battle and just trying to figure everything out. The music just adds to that so much, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Is there a soundtrack for it?
Yeah.
I might get it.
You can buy the soundtrack.
It's pretty damn good. That's
is
one
very
that I
good.
would listen to like just sitting around.
Yeah, they had special editions of Hotline Miami 2 that you could get a vinyl.
I was
Well,
gonna say,
Dan,
I
why
want
did
that
you buy
on vinyl.
that one?
I think it's expensive. I think
Okay.
it's like $70 or something like that. It's a little pricey.
Does it have that hippie dude on the cover of the vinyl?
I don't know. I never ended up seeing it, but I know there is vinyls available with special editions of Hotline Miami 2. It also was banned in Australia from sale.
Yeah, and did you see that the developer told people to go pirate it?
Yeah, pirate it. Yeah.
Which I love.
I also saw someone was able to get it through the Humble store.
Oh,
So there is ways around that, but I guess it's not available for like general sale, like maybe not on Steam or anything like that. But yeah, you can get it from the Humble store. Probably DRM free places you could get it, like GOG.
cool.
So that's unfortunate because it is a really good game, and I read somewhere it's like why do you want to censor what your adults are able to play? The adults in the
I will
country.
never understand that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're not doing anybody any good.
I'll
for doing
never
that.
understand it no matter what.
Yeah. So that's Hotline Miami 2 in a nutshell. I think we can all recommend it. I absolutely love it. It's
Nobody beat it.
fantastic. Nobody beat it. No.
Okay.
I guess it's a little bit longer than Hotline Miami 1, which some people didn't like, but for me it's more of a good thing if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, I could enjoy this game for a good 10 hours. I don't think it needs to be too much longer than that. But
Yeah. Well, I guess the how long to beat for the first one was like 5 hours, but it took me almost 9.
Did
so
it?
It'll probably because I'm not very good. So this one probably will take. I'm gonna guess longer. They meant it's gonna be like 8 or 9 hours.
Do you know about how many chapters?
No,
Do you know what one you're on by, roughly?
I want to say 11 or 12,
I feel like I'm on 11 or 12.
maybe.
I've only played 3 hours.
Yeah, you might just be a lot better at it than I am.
I mean, Corey has always said I had that natural video game talent.
Yes, you do.
It's in your blood.
It's in the bloodstream. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, it's fantastic. What a great game. And it's also, if anybody's wondering, I had somebody ask me this. You don't need to start with the first one.
No,
If you
there's no
want to
reason.
jump right into the second one,
Yeah.
the story. If you're interested in the story, look it up on YouTube. Have
Yeah.
somebody explain it to you.
The only benefit I think I got from it was I feel like Hotline Miami 2 is a little harder, and playing the first one I think prepped me a little bit for that.
I haven't gotten too frustrated. I don't think.
I had one level that took me a really long time. Oh well, I guess that was in the first one, but the second one, like Corey said, one of the levels took me about 45 minutes to complete.
It tells you at the end, right?
Yep.
I
How
think the
long
longest
total.
I've had is around 20 minutes so far.
That's pretty good. But
That plays into your score too, which we should mention that you get scored at the end of every level, and it's based on how fast you do it. It's like there's like style points almost. It's mobility, and I forget what the other things
Flexibility.
flexibility. I don't know what else, but they score you at the end of it for those people that like that extra challenge of trying to get an A+ or whatever the best you can get.
yeah,
Is.
I mostly got the same grades that I got in school, like D-, C.
Same here, Dan.
I think I got 1 B+, and that was it.
I don't think I've gotten over C+ yet.
Okay.
So just like school, you're right.
So that's Hotline Miami 2. Eric, you want to talk about Ori and the Blind Forest?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't play. I played it for an hour and a half. Hang on just a second. Pull up my note here. Yeah. This game made me think that I need to stop looking at reviews before I play games because I get my expectations one way or another. So I think that like I went into Ori and the Blind Forest expecting to be blown away, and I really wasn't.
Okay.
Like I don't want it to sound like I didn't like it because I do like it. It's,
Right.
it's a really good game. Like off of the hour and a half I played, if you asked me for a score, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 right now. I don't know. It's the best thing about this game is definitely the way it looks, and the music and the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff. This is, and I should say, it's developed by Moon Studios, published by Microsoft. This is for Xbox One and PC. Did it come out for 360? I wrote here that it. Oh, you know what? I think it's coming out for 360 at some point.
Okay, later.
Or at least at one point it was supposed to. I don't know if it's going to. So yeah, it's a 2D platforming adventure game. Like I said, the colors and just the world that you're in and exploring that world is the best part of this game for me. It does handle really well. It's very difficult. It made me wonder, because I never played Super Meat Boy, how much it compared to Super Meat Boy, because it's got like the endless wall jumping.
Yeah, it looks similar to that, and I thought that from the brief videos that I've seen that, it might play similarly to Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to hear what you think about it, Dan. I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Corey would really like it too.
Looks pretty.
Yeah, all that. It's got all that stuff going on for it. The opening sequence to it is really sad.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's depressing.
Brings you right into it, right?
It does. It did. I think one of the things is this game I should be playing either on a console or with headphones on to bring me into it a little bit more. Something about playing on PC with a game like that where I'm supposed to feel something, I just don't usually. I don't know what it is. I think it might be partially because of my uncomfortable computer chair and my tailbone just hurts constantly.
Yeah.
That might be part of it. But yeah, I think playing it on PC may have taken away a little bit for me. It's really kind of a difficult game, and there are save points around the map, but you have to save up these. I can't remember. I haven't played long enough to remember what all the different like crystals and things that you gather, because there's like blue crystals and green crystals and yellow crystals and things like that. I know that the yellow ones that you get go towards your skill tree, and there's actually quite a large skill tree. There's like 3 different branches that you can go off in. But the blue ones are the ones that you save up. I think they're energy crystals, and that's how you save your game at any point. So if you have an energy crystal, I'm using an Xbox controller on the PC, you just hold down B, and it will bring up a save point. And at the save point, you can not only save your game, but go to the skill tree. But you, like I said, you die a lot, and when you die, you go back to your last save, and it doesn't let you keep any items or anything that you've gotten up to that point. So you really need to be pretty strategic as to where you're putting your saves. So that kind of adds a little bit more a level of difficulty to it. Because there's times, because nowadays that's everything auto saves like all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it. So a lot of times I wasn't thinking about it, and I die and I go back and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
I forgot that I didn't get to start right where I died.
I just lost 20 minutes of progress.
Exactly. So
I get that whenever I play like older games too, because you're so used to, like you said, the auto save all the time. It's
right, but
frustrating.
I'm not going to take that away from the game. It's me not paying attention and being an idiot. So that's something that I'll have to get used to. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I hope that I get more into it, because I don't know. I don't want to say I'm in a gaming funk right now. I feel like I should have just stuck with Hotline Miami and played through that and then gone to Ori.
Yeah.
Because they're so different. Like, I was really enjoying Hotline Miami a lot.
Yeah.
And then I went over to Ori, and it was this kind of like a different mood.
Yeah.
They're definitely not 2 games you should be playing at the same time.
Gotcha.
But that being said, I can definitely see what everybody's draw is to it. It's gorgeous. Like, it's so good to look at. And the music is that's another great soundtrack. Like if you like great like soft music to set a mood and atmosphere, Ori and the Blind Forest does that very well. So yeah, like I said, I've only played an hour and a half. I don't want to talk about the story at all and spoil for anybody, because it is brand new. It came out yesterday actually, so I don't want to get too much into the story.
Nice.
And what you're doing. But yeah.
All right. Well, let's get started with our indie preview, shall we?
Oh, mama. Yes, we shall, Dan.
I'll let you get started, Eric.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I just, I got thinking, like, the thing that made me think about doing this along with Hotline Miami was the spring fever sale on PSN because there's so many good games on it, and I was just like, shit, there are just so many good indies coming out this year. We should really kind of devote some time to, if we have people that listen to us that are into those indie games, they should know some of the ones that we're looking forward to. Yeah, so I'll start off. Some of these are already out. Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Hollywood, came out on the 3rd. That's developed and published by Roll7 for PS4 and PS Vita. I played the first Ollie Ollie, specifically on my Vita. I never played it on a console. It's really fun. It's a challenging skateboarding game where you're doing all these tricks and trying to get high scores on doing certain types of tricks to unlock the next level. I have not played Ollie Ollie 2 yet. It is free on PS Plus, so if you have that, definitely download it because it's another one getting great reviews. Did you play Ollie Ollie, Dan?
No, I'm getting it the cross-buy for the 3DS and Wii U.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot that just came out for Wii U.
Yep. It's $8.99, I think, on sale.
I want to say the first one just came out on Xbox One also.
Okay.
So definitely worth a try if you haven't played those games. Next one is one that I really want to get, but the next 2 weeks, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I
Helldivers.
wanted to get this too, by the way.
Dude, it looks so good, and I have heard other podcasts just talk so glowingly about it, and it sounds like so much fun. Developed by Arrowhead and published by Sony. It's for PS4, PS3, and Vita. It's a 4-player top-down co-op. It's got that like co-op, but at the same time competitive thing going on. What was the game Tori, Will, and I played? For
Dungeon of the Endless?
No, the other one.
Trying?
Oh, Gauntlet.
Gauntlet, yeah, the re-release of Gauntlet, the reboot of Gauntlet, whatever it was. It's got that kind of competition thing to it. It's set on a fictional planet called Super Earth. It's a really difficult game from what I understand. It can get really chaotic. There's friendly fire. So, yeah, it's got that kind of thing going on. And, like, you can call down turrets. And if you put a turret up, the turret will not shoot if it sees you. But, like, if there's aliens that you're fighting and they go in the line of fire and you happen to go into it, the turret will kill you. And just stuff like that. And, like, somebody can try to save you but end up actually killing you unless they're very careful. So it's got a lot of that going on. Everything can be kind of chaotic. It's pretty to look at. That was one of the things I noticed right away. Like, I mean, most of these indie games are kind of developed to be that way.
Yeah.
But the thing with the calling in turrets, I think they're called... I want to say they're called stratagems. I might be wrong. But in the in-game play, one of the cool things that you can do is call in turrets. You can call in ammo drops. You can call in the pickup ship at the end when you've completed all the tasks. If players have died in your party, you can call in like a little pod to revive everybody that has died. But those things take time to do, and it's a combination of your D-pad buttons. So it could be left, right, up, left, right, down, something like that. So you kind of have to have the people you're playing with cover you and kind of form a strategy around that. And then it also takes time for them to come in. And the other thing about them is if you're standing under them, kind of like in Titanfall, how you can kill somebody when your Titan drops down, it's kind of like that. So if the ammo supply drops and you're under it, you're dead and you're fucked.
Nice.
Yeah, but it looks like an awesome like couch co-op game. And I guess you can set your game that you're playing, like if you're by yourself, you can set it to public so people can actually join in with you and help you. I do want to get this game at some point because it sounds amazing and it looks really fun to play. I want to say it's like a twin stick shooter. I'm not positive about that.
It is.
It is,
if I
okay.
remember correctly, yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one to check out, especially if you ever do couch co-op or if you play with your wife, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. I think you could probably have some good fun with that one. The next one that I had is probably the one that I think most people in the gaming industry, at least from what I've listened to, are most excited about is Axiom Verge, made by one dude named Tom Happ. It's for PS4, Vita, and then it's going to be released for Windows PC later. It's very much like a Super Metroid or a Contra. It's a sci-fi side-scrolling adventure game. It's got, I guess it kind of like messes with your game like Fez did.
Okay.
It's got a little of that going on. It's got a lot of big bosses and different types of weapons, but yeah, it's very much like a Metroid game. So if you look up the videos for it, and you're going to immediately think, oh, that looks like Super Metroid. So
What is
Nice.
is Thomas Happ Sid Meier or something?
I don't know what Tom Happ is, man, but he's doing it. I tell you what, everybody is really excited, and everybody that's like played it at GDC or whatever conference PAX has just come away like glowing things to say about it. So, yeah, that's another one to look forward to. I don't know if I'm as excited about that one. I don't know.
I'll give it a shot. I like the science fiction side scrolling type of. There's a few indie games coming up along those lines that I'm interested in.
I feel like I should play it just because everybody else is saying how great it is.
It looks like Shatterhand.
What's Shatterhand?
It's an old crappy NES game.
All right, moving on. This is one that I am super excited about, and I think Corey would probably be really into. It's called Titan Souls. This is out on April 14th. Did I say when Axiom Verge comes out? I did not.
Titan Souls looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, Axiom Verge is March 31st. Okay. So if you're interested in that. Titan Souls is April 14th, and like Dan said, it looks fucking awesome. It's really simplistic. Developed by Acid Nerve, published by Devolver Digital for PS4, Vita, Linux, Mac, and PC. You have one arrow. It is indestructible. When you shoot it, you have to go retrieve it. One hit kills you, so you only have one hit point. Every battle is a boss fight. Kind of like, it made me think of Shadow of Colossus, how that's pretty much all that game was you fighting bosses and finding their weak spots and killing them. Think that for this game. So each boss, they're called Titans. Each Titan has a weak spot, and if you hit that weak spot, they're dead. One hit, one kill. So it's kind of fair that way. It's just a little harder for you to hit their weak spot than it is for them to just hit you. But yeah, so each Titan is different, and you have to approach them in a different way and figure out like where you need to hit them. This game looks amazing.
Yeah, it does look pretty awesome.
And I watched a video today when I was putting my notes together from some of the developers, and it's such a cool game. Check it out if you're into that. It's supposed to be really difficult too. So if you're into those challenging games, it's one of those ones where you kind of have to learn the patterns of the Titans and figure them out and try it, 10, 20 times before you can do it. So if you're into those challenging games, definitely look into that one. And now some that do not have release dates. I split these up into PS4 and Xbox, even though they're coming out for multiple things, a lot of them. A few that do not have official release dates, but they're supposed to come out this year. The Witness, which is developed by Thekla Incorporated and designed by Jonathan Blow.
John Blow.
Yeah, John Blow for PS4, Windows, and iOS. This is one I'm really excited about. A puzzle adventure game, first-person view. It's just one of those really stylistic, atmospheric type of games. It looks like a modern Myst.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a first-person Myst.
Right.
A
little more artsy looking, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot more artsy looking.
Yeah.
So that one should be pretty cool if you're into puzzles. That's probably going to be right up your alley. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is one that I have heard the name a million times, but I didn't know anything about it. It's developed by the Chinese Room and Santa Monica Studios, published by Sony Entertainment for PS4. I guess it was supposed to come out for PC also, but it's now only PS4. Mm-hmm. It's a spiritual successor to Dear Esther, which Corey played.
Uh-huh.
What's that about? I don't remember.
It's pretty much like interactive story. You
okay,
move
so
a person around and discover things, and that's it.
It sounds like it's going to be pretty much the same here. An open world, story-driven exploration game. It's got 6 main characters, and each of them has their own story. I'm assuming they're going to tie in somehow. Yeah. The Tomorrow Children is one that was announced at, was it E3 last year or the year before?
I think
last year.
I remember seeing something about it last year.
Yeah.
Really weird looking game. I was really interested in it when I saw it, and you haven't heard too much about it since. I'm hoping it does come out this year because it's so different. It's developed by Q Games and Japan Studio, published by Sony for PS4 exclusive. Described as a mix of a Minecraft-esque collaborative building, social economics, and a Soviet Union-themed post-apocalyptic dystopia. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's got that, like I said, Minecraft building a city back up. You're like kind of like a pawn to the Russian government or something like that, but you have to build it back up. I don't know. It looks really cool. Yeah. I remember being like, this game looks fucking awesome when they announced it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm still looking forward to. And Rime, is the last one that I had for PS4 stuff, developed by Tequila Works and published by Sony for PS4, a third-person adventure puzzle game. This is one that I thought was perhaps the best-looking one to me, most appealing to the eye. The art style is just fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's one that looks a little bit like Wind Waker, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks a lot like Wind Waker. So as far as like Sony games go, those are the ones that I'm really looking forward to. And then moving on to Xbox, we already talked about Ori and the Blind Forest. This is one that I just heard about after GDC. It's called Beyond Eyes. It's developed by Tiger Squid and published by Team 17 for Xbox One and PC. They describe it on their website as a gorgeous game where you guide a blind girl through an unfamiliar all-white world, revealing it through touch, scent, and sound.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting to see how they make that happen.
Yeah.
It made me think of The Unfinished Swan.
Yeah.
How it's just like a white canvas and you just throw paint around and it builds the world. I don't know how they're going to do that with just a blind girl wandering around, but it's got potential to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It sounds to me. This is the one I'm most looking forward to on Xbox One or PC, whatever I get it for. Cuphead.
Cuphead, yeah.
Yes. Developed and published by MDHR Studios for Xbox One and PC. You play as a character who has a cup for a head, and it's like a run and gun old style cartoon setting. I didn't know this, but after doing research about where they got the inspiration for the art style, it came from a 1930s Japanese animated propaganda film. And the animation techniques are very similar to what they used in that.
That's cool. It looks like an old like Mickey Mouse cartoon from like the 30s or 40s.
And the sound is the same too.
Okay.
Betty Boop.
Yeah, something like that. So the art style is unlike anything I've ever played in a video game, and that's immediately what drew you into it.
Oh yeah.
I guess this is another one that centers around boss fights. So
Okay.
there's more boss battles than there are just like regular little enemies running around. If you haven't seen anything for that one, definitely look it up because it just looks amazing. Another one that a lot of people are excited about, especially Mega Man fans, is Mighty Number 9. That's supposed to be coming out in April.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an official April date, but that's the word.
I've been looking forward to that one for a while now.
Same here.
Yeah, developed by Concept and Inti Creates and published by Concept. This one was funded on Kickstarter, and it's a classic Japanese side-scrolling action evolved and transformed by an all-star team of veteran Mega Man developers, as it is put on their website. It looks a lot like Mega Man.
Yep. It looks like a modern day graphically Mega Man.
Pretty much.
Also coming out for like everything.
And that one is coming out for everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything
Literally
you can
everything.
think of is it's coming out on. So
3DS, Vita, it's everything.
yeah.
So-
Ooh, that might be a mobile one. I might get that for the 3DS.
See, I would probably want to get that for my Wii U. I feel like. Because you can play it on the gamepad too.
Yeah, maybe I won't get it for the 3DS because that'll be after Xenoblade Chronicles comes out, and that's going to take up a large chunk of my 3DS time. So
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. That one feels like Wii U to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just does. Moving on to Below, which is developed by Capybara Games and published by Microsoft for Xbox One and PC. This is a roguelike top-down adventure game set in a mysterious world. This one is supposed to be really difficult. It has permadeath, which is interesting. And they describe the combat as brutal but fair. So from what I could gather from reading the description, it sounds like it's a Dark Souls kind of thing where as long as you don't fuck around and you kind of know what you're doing and you're careful, you should be okay. But if you just go in there and try to rush in, you're just going to die.
yeah, it looks cool too.
Yeah, it's got a
Graphically.
really cool art style to it. I didn't quite know how to describe it, so I didn't.
Yeah, it's
Look at it for yourself.
kind of plain looking.
Yeah, it's minimalistic for sure. Is this the one that was made by the guys that made Limbo?
Capybara.
No.
Okay.
What was the name of the game?
Below?
Capybara did something else though.
I'll know the game if I see it. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Because I know they had something coming out,
No, it
didn't
was,
they?
it was Playdead that did Limbo.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And they're coming out with something new.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember what it was.
But Capybara, I feel like did something else.
Okay.
Maybe not.
But Below's looking pretty cool. And the last one, I didn't realize that this was something that Xbox One is doing through their Idea Xbox indie program, but Smite was listed on there. So I put it on there. That just came out on alpha for Xbox One. I check my email every fucking day, and I have not gotten in. I'm also hoping that somebody's going to send me a code on Facebook in the Podcast Unlocked group because
there you
people do throw them around in there. So I've got my fingers crossed for that. Anyway, it's developed and published by Hi-Res Studios for Xbox One and PC. It's already out on PC. I downloaded it the other day. I have not played it yet. It's a third-person, free-to-play 5v5 MOBA. If you don't know about MOBAs at this point, you're living under a rock as a gamer.
Yep.
But yeah, you play as a god in a mythical setting. I guess that and the third-person setting is what sets us apart from the other ones. Have you played this at all, Will?
I
on
have
PC?
not.
Okay.
I'm waiting to get a Xbox code.
Yeah. I know, Corey, you watched some Smite streaming, right?
Sure did.
Good stuff.
Watched
I
the
think you
tournament.
enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah. Are you interested in it at all?
I'll probably play it at some point,
Okay.
but I don't know. It's a little bit. Yeah, I think if I'm gonna play one of these kinds of games, it's still gonna be Heroes of the Storm, just because it
Fair enough.
seems easier.
Yeah.
MOBAs are daunting. They really are.
Not heroes.
Not heroes. Well, that's Blizzard's
Jump in.
business model in
Yeah.
a nutshell.
Sure. Yeah, so those are the ones that I picked out. That I did not include No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
We've talked to it at death at this point, but
Yes, we have.
that's the one I'm most looking forward to. But anyway,
I've got a couple here to talk about. The first one being Firewatch, developed by Campo Santo for PC, Mac, and Linux. You've probably seen screenshots around for this one. It's the one. It's just a tower in the woods, and it's like a reddish background. In Firewatch, you play as a man named Henry who has retreated from his messy life to work as a fire lookout in the Wyoming wilderness. Perched high atop a mountain, it's your job to look for smoke and keep the wilderness safe. An especially hot, dry summer has everyone on edge. Your supervisor, a woman named Delilah, is available to you at all times over a small handheld radio and is your only contact with the world you've left behind. But when something strange draws you out of your lookout tower and into the world, you'll explore a wild and unknown environment, facing questions and making interpersonal choices that can build or destroy the only meaningful relationship you have. It's got a very red-looking art style, very beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna
Kind of minimalistic, but also detailed, which is kind of weird.
I was gonna say I remember seeing this game.
Yeah, a lot of people are really looking forward to it. Really loved it. So I'm excited for Firewatch. It looks neat. And then Hyper Light Drifter, developed by Heart Machine. It's coming out for PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, Vita, Wii U, and Ouya. You explore a beautiful, vast, and ruined world riddled with unknown dangers and lost technologies, inspired by nightmares and dreams alike. Hyper Light Drifter is a 2D action RPG in the vein of the best 8-bit and 16-bit classics, with modernized mechanics and designs on a much grander scale. So.
cool.
Hyper Light Drifter is also looking good. There's another indie I couldn't come up with the name. I did my notes like literally right before the show started. It's the new one that did the new game from the developers of Contrast.
Oh,
Corey, would you look up the name of it?
Sure.
Because I wanted to cover it because it sounded awesome, and I could not remember the name of it. Something like Smiling something or other. It sounds really creepy too, and I wanted to cover it, but like you said, I just ran.
Compulsion Games
Yeah, I guess.
from Focus Home Interactive.
No, it's the developer of Contrast. It's their new game.
Contrast is a puzzle-based platform-style video game developed by Compulsion Games for Microsoft Windows, PS3,
Yeah.
PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
Yeah, them. I couldn't remember the name of the developer. Of course,
Contrast was okay, right?
Contrast is okay. Yeah. Looked a lot nicer than it played, type of thing. But their new game sounds really awesome. I wanted to give it its due. It's I guess it's a game where I think it's first person, and everyone in the world is drugged up to be happy. And apparently, I guess different things happen in that, but you got to kind of blend in with the world with other people, and if you do certain things around certain people, I guess they'll flip their lid on you. It seems really neat.
That's awesome.
They wear like, it looks like a creepy mask.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't for the life of me think of the name of it.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called either.
No luck, Corey?
Just a second. Happy Few?
Happy Few, that's it. Yep.
Introducing We Happy Few.
Yeah,
We
happy.
Few. Yeah.
Yep.
I was confused what you were asking me. I thought you were asking me the name of the developer, not the name of the game.
No, I wanted to know the name of their new game. So that's one to keep an eye on too. It seems like it's going to be really, really neat. Creepy is all get out too. So, and that's all I got. Corey, Will, do you guys have anything you wanted to cover?
I don't think so.
Oh,
There's a few more indie games out there too. Like Dragon Fin Soup is one that I really haven't heard anything about. It should be coming out this year. Anne is another one that should be coming out this year that I haven't really heard anything about that we kind of already covered. So, yeah,
There's plenty.
there's a lot.
Plenty of games coming out.
Yeah. So, we'll take a quick break and be back with Nibblebits and our weeks right after this. Okay.
Cool.
I'm trying to sign up for the Rainbow Six.
I just did.
Alpha.
I tried to do that. I was doing the questions, and it kept screwing up at the end of the questions for me.
Well, I can't.
I did it.
I can't
I
get
did
into
it.
Uplay.
I won't get in. Eric will.
I'll get in.
Eric will definitely get in.
Everything but Smite.
Yeah.
I did sign up for Smite last minute though.
I signed up for that in Heroes as soon as I heard them. Yeah. Had to buy into one.
Yeah, you did.
Are you serious? I'm still getting
Bye.
login errors.
Buy into HOTS.
I just changed my password.
I didn't play that much this week.
I've got to re-download Uplay, unfortunately,
I should have a lot of game time this coming week though.
which is good.
So we should play.
Yeah, it should be good to play.
I'll buy Tyrande.
She's the one that's on sale. As soon as I saw that she was going to be the one that's on sale, I was like, oh, there's another one Eric's going to buy.
Remember, I liked playing this Tyrande.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they have a free rotation, and then you can buy any character.
And then there's one that's on sale each week.
Okay.
Half off.
The next hero might be next week, too. Might be. Blizzard announced her like a year ago.
What is that?
It's Sylvanas, Windrunner. She's from Warcraft.
The only ones I would know would be Diablo.
Yeah.
Because I'm fresh off it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I installed StarCraft 2, by the way.
Did you? Wait, do you have it?
It's free.
Really?
I'm paying nickel for it.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Unless it's like some demo.
Yeah, it's I can't remember if it's just like it's not the full StarCraft. I think it might remove multiplayer, maybe.
Oh, I don't even want to play multiplayer.
Yeah, it
Okay.
might just be the campaign.
Oh,
That's
I'll
fine.
download that and play it.
Yeah,
I think. Don't quote me on that. It might be the other way around. Maybe it's just like one
just
type of multiplayer or
Oh.
something,
I don't even want to play the campaign.
Well, multiplayer is what's more important anyway.
depending on who you are.
That's probably what's behind the paywall.
I started the campaign today.
I had like a free 8 hours worth that I played when it first came out.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was like...
You
getting
played on my computer.
Yeah, getting keys off people to play.
Yeah.
Starter edition.
I gotta get that. Heroes...
First 5 missions of the single player campaign.
Mm.
That sucks.
How much does the game cost, do you know?
It's probably like $30.
20. Well, at least the expansion part of the Swarm is the one I'm going to be getting is the 20. So,
I gotta pee.
Expansion?
yeah, I don't know how much the base game is now. Might be 15, 10, 20.
No, I bet you it's 20 or 30.
Where do I look?
I would guess 20. Battle.net. I don't know. You can probably find it on sale on Amazon or something.
Their stuff stays pricey, like Nintendo.
When did that game come out?
I think I had just moved into the house. It was probably 5 years ago.
Wow, I didn't realize that game was that old.
$20.
Eh.
Well, you can gift it to me with your first paycheck.
I gotta save.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Dang.
We have another expansion for it coming out
I
later.
don't need it. I have too much right now.
I'm getting it.
That's how I am.
I got Battlefield next week.
It's gonna be like later though.
And we're doing Codename Steam next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I'm the only one getting it.
I'm not getting it.
If I had money, I'd have it.
So if Corey's not getting it, we
You don't
probably-
want to do it?
Probably shouldn't do an episode on it.
Okay. I don't want to do Battlefield until the week after.
Yeah, that's fine. Especially since Codename Steam didn't review all that well. Average.
What were the gripes with it? I just saw the scores.
Uh,
I listened to Giant Bomb talk about it today.
Who was talking about it?
Not Jeff.
Okay.
The guy said, I think it was Dan. He said that he likes it, but one of the big problems with it that almost everybody has had is, on XCOM, after you take your turn, you have to wait for the aliens to go through turn.
it takes
He said
forever.
it takes so long,
Yeah.
like a minute sometimes, which doesn't sound bad. But when you're sitting there, it's
Yeah.
like, all right, like.
Yep, that is too long.
Yeah.
But he liked it other than that.
GameStop gave it like a four. GameSpot.
GameSpot did. Here, I'll pull it up and see what they're.
One of the ones was that the enemies move around when you're trying to target them.
That's silly.
But everyone else seems to have given it like 7.5. Corey, you're not getting Codename Steam, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so we probably shouldn't do a whole episode on it.
If the reviews were better, I might have.
Yeah.
Anybody in City Skylines?
I will at some point.
Yeah, I will
Looks
at
pretty cool.
some point too.
I'll have somebody play
We
it.
should just start splitting games on Steam.
I agree with that.
I'm pretty much gonna buy everything that I want. It's just
I should just
a matter
throw
of
you
when.
$10.
Nah, you don't have to.
Well,
Because I want to like the
Feel
games.
bad.
The games that I want, I'm just gonna, like I said, buy anyway because I want to have access whenever I want.
I know, but our schedules are so opposite that
I don't care
I
if
should
I
just chip in $10
Well, no,
because
if
I'm
it-
going to be able to play it whenever.
if I buy the game, it's because I want to buy it. You don't need to do that.
Mooch.
It doesn't matter.
Matters in my heart, man. Wow.
Give it-
Oh, name's Steam. They give it a 4. Yeah.
Reset.
There
my
came an
password.
Echo. They gave a 4 too.
Really? Yeah. See, that's getting like 7s too.
What's that about?
It's a strategy game. It reminds me of a mix between XCOM and Shadowrun, but it's voice controlled.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I wanted to have that played this week. I guess it's short, but I wanted to have it played this week, but I just didn't get the opportunity. So I will have that for next week because it's short. So I want to sit through and play through in one sitting.
Yeah.
I just install it on my wife's computer, so I'll
Nice.
play it like when my daughter takes her nap or something.
The bad for the review is combat controls are finicky and unpredictable.
Yeah.
Minimal progression systems encourage boring play. Underdeveloped story and little character development. Forgettable enemies. And uninspired level design.
God.
What are you belly aching about over there, Corey?
I can't log into Uplay. I changed my password twice.
Uplay's the worst. They should just scrap it.
I give up. I give up.
I wish they'd just fold all their stuff into Steam and not make us use that stupid garbage Uplay.
I just spilled coffee all over my crotch.
All right, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 190 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. We are now in Nibblebits. Corey, why don't you get started with Nibblebits?
Well, I only have one.
Sure.
Well, 1.5. This War of Mine is coming to iPad. I think it's a good game for an iPad. It's all point and click. I think it won our Indie Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it did.
Very,
Deservedly so.
yeah, deservedly so for sure. Highly recommended. So if you can get it on iPad, do it to it. And then I have one. I'll just do it now. I was going to talk about it in Roundtable, but Kotaku posted the article about this game called Upsilon Circuit. Did you guys see that today? It's
No, I'm familiar with it though.
yeah, it's the one that if you die, you can never play the game again.
Yeah,
I read something about that. Is fucking interesting.
they only
at
have.
least.
I think only like 8 people can play it at a time too, right?
So it's a fantasy RPG, and the way it works is there are 8 people that are specially selected. I'm not sure how that process works, but they divide those 8 people into 2 teams and put them on an online server to play together and against each other in the same world. But the audience participates as well, and this is from the press release. It says each contestant, those are the people actually playing the game, explores the overworld and generated dungeons in search of the Dream Tech crystals. They fight monsters, avoid traps, and compete with the opposing team. When the contestant fights monsters or gets treasure, the experience and other rewards go to the audience. Experience is used collectively by the audience to level up the contestant's skill tree. Simply put, the audience is part dungeon master, part strategist, and part judge and jury. And that game's currently in development. It's sort of like a reality TV of video games, you know?
It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
it's great.
I was listening to another podcast. They were talking about this, and they said that's like a game that's made for watching on Twitch. Like that's
Yeah.
the type of thing that people that maybe haven't watched Twitch before will tune in to watch. You know.
Yeah.
And I also heard that the developers for that literally have a cabin in the woods where they go develop the game. So they'll just go isolate themselves in a cabin in the woods and
love that.
develop their game.
Like the guy that made NHL '94.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the movie Frank?
Well, who's in it?
Michael Fassbender,
No,
I don't think I've seen
and then
it.
a bunch of no names.
No, I don't know who Michael Fassbender is.
It's on Netflix. Eric, I think you might really like it.
I canceled my Netflix.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we kind of bounce around between that Hulu and Amazon right now. We're on Amazon.
Makes sense. But it's about this band. They're kind of like I don't know, it's like a punky kind of thing. And there's this guy named Frank who always wears a helmet. It's like a big character helmet. And he never takes it off, even when he showers and stuff like that. But he's a really talented guy. And they go to a cabin in the woods to write their next album. But it's really, really good. I recommend it.
I probably would like that.
Yeah, really
Sounds-
quirky. And the music in it's really good. It's really slow paced. They let every scene marinate, which I really like.
I'll have to check it out when we get Netflix again.
Yep.
Write it down.
That's a good idea.
Do you have you should have an Evernote list of stuff to watch.
It's the first thing I pulled up
Yep.
when you
Yep.
Evernote is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
But going back to Upsilon Circuit, yeah, Dan, that was the point I was going to make. Is it's a good way to merge the Twitch viewer crowd and
Yeah.
remove that barrier between the viewers and the actual game.
That's I'll tune in for that. That's going to be fantastic watching.
I mean, if Twitch plays Pokemon can be wildly successful, why can't something like this?
Yeah, something that's a little more focused, I guess, or refined, or more refined experience, I guess.
Yep. There's another game that does that.
Yeah.
Ties into Twitch, right?
Is it? I think it's a horror game.
I think
Is
you're
it
right.
Daylight?
Might be Daylight.
That shitty game?
Daylight sucked. Yeah, but I think there is some way the audience participates by sending ghosts or something. There's a game where a horror game. I don't know if it's Daylight now that I think about it, but the audience sends ghosts or whatever.
Jump scares?
after you. Yeah,
Huh. It's a great idea.
it is. But I don't know if it's Daylight or not. But Daylight was terrible.
Regardless of if it was it or not, game blows.
Yeah, it does. Okay. That it, Corey?
That's it. There was a lot of news this week, but you guys got to it before I did, so.
There wasn't actually a lot of news. It was kind of light. On the
Seemed
news.
like it.
Mostly like game delays and stuff. Which my first one, Uncharted 4, has been delayed to spring of 2016 to make sure the game meets the high expectations of both Naughty Dog as well as fans of the series. So there's a few other delays. But my next nibble bit is news just hit me earlier today of a Star Wars standalone movie, which I was completely unaware of. I didn't even know they were talking about it, but apparently that's a thing. It will be called Rogue One, and will focus on the characters, and stories not seen in the core Star Wars films. Also revealed earlier, Star Wars Episode 8 is expected to be in theaters on May 26th, 2017.
Woohoo! I'm excited for that one because that one's directed by Ryan Johnson.
Yep. You're not excited for the J.J. Abrams one?
I am, but that to me is going to be a little bit more popcorn blockbuster. I think the Ryan Johnson one will be a little more introspective.
Okay. Kind of like how Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's
a good way to put it.
a little darker, a little... Yeah. Okay.
More thoughtful.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were doing... I mean, I guess that's the benefit of... The one benefit of Disney taking over Lucasfilms is that there will be standalone stories and more Star Wars stuff. Because one of the more interesting things about Star Wars is the universe and all the different characters and things that happen to it outside of the straight movies, you know. So that's a benefit.
Did you read that new book came out too, The Heir to the Empire, which is the new canon, I guess.
In between.
Yeah, between episodes 5 and 6, I think.
Oh.
And it explains a little bit of how Luke Skywalker, why he was able to wield the lightsaber and stuff in the second movie after just learning in the first movie, you know, how he's a little more skilled.
Yeah. Okay. And then my last one, Apple Watch. See the announcement for the Apple Watch?
No, I didn't, Dan. The only thing I saw on their whole thing was the Apple TV price drop, which I got a little interested in because it has the MLS app.
Oh.
But isn't the Apple Watch really expensive?
$350 for the cheapest one. There's a $10,000 one.
Who the fuck is...
I don't know.
Besides Kanye.
Yeah. I don't like the whole thing. I was not impressed by the Apple Watch, but I just think it's gonna be a really douchey thing, and anyone who I see wearing one, I will immediately dislike. I think
that was a feeling I got when I saw somebody walk into my place of work wearing Google glasses.
Yeah. Just a douche.
I was like, look at this asshole.
Yeah.
And he was walking around like his shit, like wanting everybody to see this goofy ass blue block on the side of his face. Like, check me out, guys. I want to be like, you want to check me out? I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
Because nobody here likes you.
I'll break your Google Glass.
You know how to tell if somebody's watch is an Apple Watch?
How?
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
That's good.
Yeah.
What does it do that a phone like?
It's a touchscreen watch that you can run apps and stuff off of.
Oh, you mean,
I know somebody that's gonna buy one.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
but my phone does all of that.
Yeah, but Will, when you do your system update like I did yesterday, it has a new Apple Watch function on it.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm pumped. You guys are all pumped. Fuck it.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to see your guys' opinion.
Are you done with your Nova bets?
Yeah.
We really should talk about Uncharted a little bit more than we did.
That's fine.
That's kind of a big deal.
That is a big deal. Yeah.
I'm not pissed off about it. At this point,
I'm more on the side that rather than release something that's unfinished or crappy, delay it and have it come out and be good.
Especially Naughty Dog, and especially with the lousy state of the PS4 exclusives at this point.
It's really got to be very good.
It does. Although, I think Bloodborne's going to bring it up at least a few notches in a couple weeks here. But, with all the shit that's gone on with the Master Chief Collection and how bad that was and still continues to be, like, Naughty Dog and Sony cannot afford any problems.
Yeah.
Like you said, with Uncharted 4, that one's got to be a home run.
Mm-hmm.
It really, I know we've said this, I feel like, for every fucking Sony exclusive, but that one of all of them has to be.
Well, and, at least with The Order, like that was a new IP. Like there wasn't a ton of expectation for it, but Uncharted is a beloved series.
Yeah.
And it's the fourth game in a beloved series, so.
And the last.
Is it the last one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I think good for them. And you know what? A lot of people were saying that they thought this would get delayed, and I think it was good for them to delay it now instead of when it got closer to the fall. And kind of let people forget about it.
Yeah, if it was like September and they delayed it because it was like
Fall,
Like, say-
holiday, November-ish, probably.
Yeah, if it was October or November
Yeah.
and they decided that was like Watch Dogs. No one heard anything about Watch Dogs, and then like 2 or 3 weeks before it's supposed to come out, they're like, "Oh, sorry, we delayed it until May of next year
Yeah.
or whenever it came out."
I think Sony handled this correctly.
Yep,
But
delay it now.
yeah, I think I saw a couple people predict that they're going to do an Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 HD
They should.
package to kind of supplement their fall.
Yeah.
Again, lack of fall exclusive stuff coming
Right.
out, whatever.
No, they should definitely do that. And then
Yeah.
for people that are new to the PlayStation
Ecosystem,
games
yeah.
ecosystem, whatever, it'll give them a chance to play it. You know?
I want to play them.
Yeah.
Me too.
I played some of the first one. It was fun. I think I would probably start right with the second one.
Yeah.
If I was to go back, just because I don't know. The first one I don't know if it felt like it held up as well. And the second one's supposed to be the best one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I hope that's what they do.
Sounds good. All right, Eric, you want to hit us with your no bits?
Yeah, I've only got 2 this week, Dan. Titanfall 2 has been confirmed for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Any thoughts on PS4?
Yeah.
I don't think
Whatever.
I don't think anyone's surprised.
No.
So
Does anyone care anymore? Like, is the Titanfall mystique gone?
see, I mean, I really like Titanfall. I don't know if I would get it. I would have to see.
Yeah.
I'll wait till more details come out about it. But I mean, it was good, but not memorable at all.
Right.
As someone who liked it, though, Dan, would you be excited to see what they do for the second one?
I don't know.
Because I would
mean,
say a lot of people are in your boat. They liked it, but it didn't keep their interest very long.
No.
I'd say more like interested to see what they do, as opposed to
Yeah,
excited.
maybe see how they change it for the second one. If they change it, those games are classic for not really changing all that much. So I think if it's more the same, I probably will stay away. But if they have maybe some more interesting game types, and I still would like to see cross-system multiplayer. I think that would be fantastic.
That would be
but
great.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm in the wait and see approach for it and see what they're doing with it.
Riz in the chat says that we need Titanfall to succeed to drive Call of Duty to be better.
Yeah, that's true.
I liked the new Call of Duty better than I have in recent years. So yeah, I guess that's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah, and it coming out for PS4 is a good thing because obviously PS4 was their only like big shooter was Call of Duty. Evolve now, but Call of Duty because they don't even have. I played the Killzone multiplayer for like 10 minutes.
I think everybody did.
Halo Microsoft has Halo, so
Which do they even have that anymore?
yeah. Well, that's what I've heard about it. Basically, for most people, it's like it's more Halo.
I'm not even excited about Halo 5, honestly.
Nope, I'm not either.
It sucks. It really does suck because I fucking loved Halo so much.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into that.
Yeah, Halo 4 was really good too.
Halo 4 was awesome.
I mean, I didn't play multiplayer nearly as much as I played
That's
Halo.
all I played.
Halo 3 was the multiplayer that I probably played the most. I played a ton of Halo 3 multiplayer, but
Same here, Dan.
anyway.
And my last nibble bit, Dan, PS4 system software update has been announced, and I guess the biggest feature is something that they had promised right from the start was a system suspend and resume function like what Xbox has, and it is really nice. A good feature on Xbox. I enjoy that one, so that's cool for PS4. It's going to allow you to do some button remapping. I don't think I'll ever use that, but I guess some people are kind of excited about it. Remote play and share play and streaming are going to have a 60 frame per second option, so that's good. You'll be able to do 60 or 30. Some trophy improvements. I guess every time you get a trophy, it's going to take a screenshot so you can share it if you want to. You're going to be able to share video clips right to Daily Motion with the share button. We talked about Daily Motion before, didn't we?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a video sharing site.
Okay, like a lesser known.
Yeah.
But they started streaming.
That's
Yeah.
what we talked about. Okay. And it's going to have a Facebook friend search. Who the fuck cares? All right, that's it for me.
Facebook. Okay, what do you got, Will?
More Titanfall news. All the DLC is free to celebrate its 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, I got it.
I did too.
I might actually fire Titanfall up again.
Let me know,
To be
Dan.
honest with
Fuck you.
Let me know.
I almost bought it for $5, like when it was on sale, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm never gonna play it. But if you guys are playing it, I'd love to.
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm interested to see how some of the DLC is. I think it's cool they gave it away for free.
Yeah.
You don't ever
What
really.
about all the people that paid for the season pass though?
That sucks for them.
I'd be mad.
Because I was this close to buying it.
That person has nothing on person that went out and bought an Xbox One when the price went back up and
Yeah.
went right back down like a week later.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's who I feel bad for.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That
Definitely.
sucker.
Yeah. I went and got it because why not? Like I said, I liked Titanfall. It wasn't great by any means, but
Actually
enjoyed
saw
it.
you sign into Origin, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I do that to re-download Dragon Age
Okay.
also. But I'm also going to re-download. Maybe tonight I'll re-download Titanfall.
It's a big game.
So
50 gigabytes.
yeah, exactly. I want to download it overnight when I'm not using the internet. So
It's a hefty one. And my next one is that modders are going to be remaking Warcraft 3. The game is going to be built in the StarCraft 2 engine, and the developers of the project are going to add some new gameplay features, but it saves the original graphical design and balance of the game. I don't know if you guys remember, but I went to try playing Warcraft 3 over the summer and
Yeah.
did not hold up.
yeah,
At
that's-
all.
that stood out to me as soon as I saw that nibble bit.
As soon as I saw the how everything looked and how slow it felt, like I'm used to playing like Age of Empires and like some StarCraft and stuff, so like everything felt slow to me.
Yeah.
And I know people still play it, which surprises me, but I didn't think it held up. And I saw some gameplay and it looked like I would be definitely interested in it.
I'm sorry, what game was that?
Warcraft 3.
Oh.
It's the old RTS.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
long
yeah.
ago did that come out? That was a long time ago.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to look that up. I
Because
don't know.
I had Warcraft 3.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
I remember playing it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's got the human faction, the orc faction, the elf, and the undead.
That game was awesome.
That's the game like Sylvanas was from.
Yeah.
And like Arthas, who's the Lich King. So
I bet it was like
2003,
I was
Really?
I was gonna guess 2004.
July 1st.
So
Yep.
that's 12 years ago now. Wow. Almost 12 years.
That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
and I'm kind of bummed out because I don't think they're gonna do a Warcraft 4 until World of Warcraft slows down, but that's not happening anytime
No.
soon.
Surprisingly.
Well, when are we going to play that?
WoW?
Yeah.
We're not gonna play. I'm not gonna play WoW.
Whenever.
I was talking to Will.
Oh, gotcha.
When you're ready.
Will
Oh.
is my compatriot on
Okay.
Blizzard.
Gotcha.
Might as well just go for it. I've played all of their games that are on my launcher. So
I gotta knock that and StarCraft 2 off my list.
I've started one of them,
Yeah.
which I'll talk about later. But yeah, that got me excited. They looked a lot better, I thought.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's cool that modders can do that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes me excited to try it out again.
Yeah.
That's all I had though.
Also, real quick along the lines of Blizzard, Overwatch announced their beta is going to be in the fall, which I was frustrated by. I wanted to play. I was hoping that would come out like in the summer.
Me too. I thought they were gonna be like coming soon.
Yeah, but
Quarter 2.
beta's coming out in the fall. They announced 2 new characters. One's like a tanky character with she has a giant laser gun, I guess, and then the other guy is like a Wild Western desperado type of guy with
Pistols.
dual pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to use that guy.
Yeah,
He looks pretty awesome. His special ability was awesome.
yeah, yeah. It was.
Where he lines up what was it, like skulls or what?
Yeah, so it was like 6 people. I heard some in a podcast I was listening to talking about people use that guy said it took a little too long for that ability to load, and the guy, he would just get shot like as he was waiting for it to. So
That's what I was afraid of.
yeah, but they're working on
They'll balance it out,
They're
yeah.
working on balancing. So
That's what they do.
yeah, really excited for Overwatch.
Yeah, it should be a good
damn
time.
it.
Yeah, me and Eric watched. Did you watch any of their PAX presentation?
I watched the Overwatch stuff, and then once I got into Hearthstone, I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Will and I Skyped it.
I turned it off.
Will, Johnny, and I Skyped the whole thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
It was fun. So usually I have to crack myself up with my commentary. It's a regular Mystery Science Theater out there.
Nice.
Most of it was just silence and wow, and then a
Yeah.
couple comments here and there.
A couple of giggles.
Even though the PAX I didn't think their presentation was great.
No, but whatever.
It was a
Informal.
panel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to be like a E3
Yeah.
presentation. It was just a panel.
I was disappointed because they didn't announce really anything for Heroes of the Storm
No, they
that it
didn't.
didn't already know.
They
like-
really didn't.
I knew Sylvanas was the next hero. They didn't announce anybody else. Really hoping, but
Okay.
Because that's what I was most excited for. Because I had just gotten into it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't really say anything. But whatever.
Heroes of the
Still
Dorm.
great. Heroes. Oh yeah, I was pumped about Heroes of the Dorm. I go,
You should do
Will,
that
do
one.
I have to go back to college now
You definitely do. I looked it up.
so that they can pay my tuition?
People are upset on the subreddit that you have to be currently in school.
What?
How dare they?
I know.
Do
They
something like
did
that.
announce a new map, correct?
Yeah, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Which looked neat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a close area, you know.
Yeah.
Close combat.
Two lanes, wasn't it?
I think it was only 2
I
lanes.
think so, yeah, and they were
Yeah.
like not very far apart from
Easy
each
to
other,
traverse quickly.
which changes how you play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm into it.
I just gotta stop feeding.
I'm waiting for that patch.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
How was your week, Corey?
It was good. I don't really have much to talk about. Although I did want to give The Walking Dead another plug. Will, you haven't been watching, have you?
I'm waiting for this new season to come out, and then I'm really impatient with my shows and video games and stuff like that recently, so I'm waiting for it to finish before I pick up halfway through last season.
Yeah, I just I had watched up until the mid-season break and just got caught up on the last 4 or 5 episodes since.
Still good?
It's really good, and I think back to how the show used to be, and it was like poorly acted, poorly written. The directing wasn't very good, and you compare it to now, and it's like really, it's like night and day difference. Because back then, it was the only thing that kept me watching was the fact that it was zombies, you know, and there wasn't like a good zombie TV show out there.
I think season 2 was kind of a rough season for them too, because that's the one where they're on the farm for 90% of the season.
Oh, it was so boring.
Yeah, not a lot happened.
You're just
but
praying for a zombie attack.
Please, somebody die, my God.
Shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just I got such a bad start with that show that I don't think I can ever try and get into it again. I tried 3 or 4. It's like Fallout for me. I tried to get into it 3 or 4 times, and it was just so slow to start out with me. I was like, fuck this.
I watched the first 5 episodes of The Walking Dead. I never finished the last of the season. I haven't watched it. But I mean, I don't really watch things per se, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I will be watching it though, Corey, at some point.
Oh, we also watched The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt,
Oh, yeah.
which is the
How's
new
that?
Netflix series with, I forget her name now.
Aaron from The Office, right?
Aaron from The Office, yeah, I can't remember.
That's her name.
Ellie
Ellie something.
Kemper.
Kemper?
I'll look it up. Now I have to look it up.
Kemper?
It might be. I feel bad
Kemper?
calling actors by what they're most known for, you know, because
It's Ellie something.
I'm sure they don't like that.
Ellie Kemper.
Ellie Kemper.
Her actual name is Elizabeth, but they call her Ellie.
There you go. It's pretty good. It's not like must-watch TV or anything like that, but there's some really funny jokes in there. It's Tina Fey produced, and it reminds me a lot of 30 Rock, the humor and stuff.
Not
And
fan.
I'm not a huge fan of 30 Rock either, but Ellie Kemper plays, they call them the Mole Girls. Somehow she got in with this cult leader and who took a bunch of girls into this shelter for like 20 years or something like that and told them the world had ended. And then they get out at the end of the 20 years, and she decides she wants to start her life in New York City. But of course she's living like it's still the early 90s, which we all grew up in, so
Yeah.
there's stuff to relate to in there. But yeah, it's again, it's not a great show. I pretty much just passively watched while my girlfriend watched. But every now and again, there's some real good zingers in there that it's worth watching for. So
I wonder if my fiance would like that one. She might.
She like 30 Rock?
I don't think she's ever watched 30 Rock,
Okay.
but I could get her to try it solely based off of Aaron from The Office
Oh yeah.
when I got Netflix back.
Okay. Anything else, Corey?
Nah.
Nothing? What about you, Will? What do you got?
Not a whole lot. Did a job interview today. Yeah. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. I think it went well. I guess I'll find out. I was up at 5 this morning, so I'm a little out of it and pretty tired.
What were you doing up at 5?
I just woke up and couldn't fall asleep, and I just laid there.
I hate that.
It's the worst. I hate.
See, for me, that's at night
Mm-hmm.
when that happens. Not ever in the morning. If I wake up in the morning, I can go right back to sleep. But God, at night when I want to go to bed and I have to be up in the morning to go to work, I just can't.
Yeah.
And it's my own fault because I just get like fucking around on my phone or something.
Yeah.
And then I just can't sleep, and I'm just stimulated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the worst.
I had to set up a no phone rule after a certain time to help
That's a
me
good idea.
because it gets so bad for me. Like I'll be laying in bed for like 6 hours
Yeah.
at night. Sometimes it's awful.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I could see it.
If I wake up after like probably 4:30 and I'm awake for more than 10 minutes, I can't fall back to sleep.
Forget it.
Yeah, you're up.
I just get up and play video games.
Mhm.
There's no way I'm going back to sleep.
See, like I knew like I had to go to my friends to exercise early, and then I had to get ready for my interview, then go to the interview, then I knew I had podcasts later. So I was like, I knew I had a long day ahead of me, and I was like, I just need to sleep.
Yeah.
But didn't get it.
What'd you wear?
Nice clothing.
Yeah.
He had khakis and polo shirt. He looked good.
Mm-hmm. I got compliments from Eric.
Yep.
Dapper.
He walked in. I said, "Look sharp, Will."
And then I talked to somebody who was on our podcast, Billy, about Smash Brothers for like 20 minutes.
Billy was on the Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yeah, he was on a couple episodes.
Yeah, he was on another one, I
Yeah.
think. And then I did my interview. Then I went home, did some podcast stuff.
You'll be doing a lot of talking about video games if you work there.
I'm excited.
Because once someone there knows you like video games, you'll just be friends. That's what happens.
It's
That's
like
what happened to me.
it's something that immediately bonds people.
Yep.
I know at least one dude over there that's a big video gamer.
All right, we'll get along then.
Yeah.
But this weekend, going to Buffalo to watch the Rangers play the Sabres, and then on
Go Rangers.
Sunday gonna see the Erie Otters with Connor McDavid
That's fantastic.
play the Kitchener Rangers.
It's a nice little weekend you got planned.
Yeah, a lot of travel, but it's
Spending
gonna
the
be
night up there.
spending the night in Buffalo, and then on Erie and coming back early.
Do you know where you're staying?
No, I think the real hotel didn't review that well, but we didn't really care.
Fuck cares.
It's
You're
for-
sleeping.
Exactly.
That's how I always looked at it.
It was downvoted, or
As long as there's not a chance that your room's going to get broken into.
Or bed bugs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bed
Fun bugs.
those two were not on there. It was
Yeah.
stupid stuff like the light didn't work, and
Yeah, like the front office people weren't helpful.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
stuff that we don't really care about because
Right.
we're just using it to sleep for a night.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to go to Duff's Chicken Wings?
We are. I'm actually
Make sure you go to the original.
original.
Do not go to the other ones. It has to be the original one.
Does it say Duff's original?
No, but I'll look it up.
Okay. Thank you for that because we didn't know that.
Has to be the original.
I'm actually not eating hardly anything that day so I can pig out on wings because I don't have a lot of calories.
Bring your
anyway.
wallet.
It's expensive.
Fucking place ain't cheap.
Yeah, sweet.
Wings are not cheap anymore.
Now they are.
Yeah, but they're like exceedingly expensive.
Oh, really?
It's kind of depressing.
What, like $10 a dozen or something like
It
that?
comes in 10.
Oh.
You don't get a dozen.
How big are they?
They're good sized wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember when you could get wings for like 15 cents a piece?
Yeah, me and Chris Henry, our cousin, every Tuesday would go to Original Italian in Owego, and it was 10 or 15 cent wings and 99-cent beers.
Mm-hmm.
And we would also order a pizza and just eat like the fattest pigs you can imagine. And drink, and we got to know the waitresses, so a lot of times we'd only have to pay for one beer, and they would just keep refilling our mugs. So we were food comaed and drunk by the end of the night, and it was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chicken wings are one of my favorite foods.
Oh, me too.
So-
And they have like deals up there where you can get like 20 wings and a pitcher of soda or whatever.
Okay.
So that's what I usually do.
Yeah. I'm pretty much eating nothing that day because I have a very small leeway for calories, but whatever. Don't care. Yeah, and then going to Erie to watch Connor McDavid, which will be exciting. I guess everybody that I've heard who's seen him said you have to watch him before he
Yeah.
goes to the NHL.
Before he goes to Buffalo.
He's going to be a Buffalo Sabre
You fucking better be.
unless the draft ends up messing up for Buffalo.
It will.
It'll go to Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, God, I hope not. That I would be so upset.
It's the only team I don't want him to go to. But other than that, I've got nothing. I'm gonna have a lot to talk about next week, though.
Nice. Okay. What about you, Eric? What do you got?
I had a pretty good week, Dan. I finished Workaholics, all of it,
Oh, wow.
except for the season that's out now. I fucking love that show. It is so damn funny.
It's good.
Oh my god. I don't laugh out loud to TV shows a lot, but man, that one cracks me up so many times. Oh, who's your favorite character on there?
I like the dude with the long hair.
Blake.
Blake. Yes, I could not think. It's been a while since I've watched
He's
it.
got
but
that dorky charm.
Yeah, he does.
Anders is a little too normal to
Durs,
be the
yeah.
favorite.
Durs.
I like Adam the best because he's just such a jackass. You know, he's just such a jackass, and his jokes are so stupid that you just have to laugh at him. And he reminds me of somebody that I know.
Okay.
But damn it, that show's funny.
Yeah.
The bodybuilding episode, Eric. Do you remember that one?
No, Corey, I just binge watched all 4 seasons. I remember everyone.
Okay, where he goes to the bodybuilding competition.
I watched that one 2 days ago. And instead, afterwards, they do their wizard rap. So damn good. Anyway, moving on. I read a little bit more of my book. My fiance bought me a book, I don't know, a couple of months ago. Malcolm Gladwell's The Tipping Point. I had read the first chapter, and then I just started the second chapter last night.
Hey.
It is such an interesting book, though. It talks about how things go viral. And the chapter I'm reading right now is about the 6 degrees of separation concept, where everybody's separated by 6 people. But also talks about people that are connectors, is how he calls them. And it's the kind of person that that knows everybody else.
Yeah.
And he said an interesting thing to do is take 40 friends. I don't have 40 friends, but say you have 40 friends. Write their names down, not family, not coworkers. Trace it back to how you met those people. So say Will introduced you to me.
Yeah.
But Corey introduced Will to me. That would mean Corey was the root of how I met both of you. So Corey's the root of that. I guess what happens when people do that, a lot of the times, 30 of those people will trace back to one person.
Oh, okay.
And he calls those people connectors.
Uh-huh.
And those are the kind of people that you want to have to kind of get things viral because they just have something about them. Corey, I immediately thought of Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just one of those people that knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And goes to
But
parties.
he'd never support anything we do because it's not cool.
Oh, right. No, I would never suggest that.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. It was a really interesting read. I'm really liking that book a lot.
Uh-huh.
So, best part of my week, Arsenal beat Manchester United at Manchester United in the FA Cup and knocked them out of the tournament.
Ooh.
Which was just fantastic. They don't often win there, ever. Best part of it, though, I texted my friend Jeff before the game, and I said, I hope Danny Welbeck scores the game winner because he was sold from Manchester United to Arsenal this offseason because basically their new coach told him that he was not good enough to play for Manchester United, and I'll be damned if he didn't score the game winner against them.
Did he really?
Yes, and you remember how, I think it was last week, I told you guys how players don't celebrate when they score against their old team. Well, I'll be damned, didn't he just celebrate right away?
I would too if I was told I wasn't good enough.
Glorious.
What did he do?
I mean, he wasn't over the top, but he just, it was one of those things, his emotions, overtake you, and he was just, fucking pumped.
Yeah, jumping up and down, stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awesome. My neighbor must hate me, because I was screaming.
Nah.
I was yelling. But whatever. I don't give a shit. So that was awesome, and they got a really favorable draw. So they are in the Final Four for the FA Cup, and they got a really favorable draw for the next round. So that's awesome.
Who are they playing?
It's the winner of Reading, a couple of lower league teams.
All right.
This is the cool thing about the FA Cup is all of the teams in England are in it, in all the divisions and stuff. So
that is kind of cool though.
It's awesome because you see a lot of upsets. So the Final Four is Arsenal, one of the bigger teams, one of the biggest teams in England. Liverpool has to still play Blackburn, I think. So, and then the other two are a couple of shitty teams, and it's just cool how a lower division team is in the Final Four in this big cup tournament against Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they could very well beat them.
Yeah.
Manchester City lost, I think, 2 years ago against a team that they had no business. I think it was West Brom, who was in the Premier League that year, but was getting sent down to the next division in the following year, and they lost to them in the FA Cup final. And just awesome things like that can happen, and like the fans just go fucking nuts.
Yeah. Why does that happen? You think it's because they don't take them as seriously?
I don't know. I've heard the FA Cup isn't as big of a deal over there as it used to be. It's my favorite tournament because of the underdog stuff that can happen. Like Chelsea lost to just a shit team. A shit team.
That's one of the compelling things about the March Madness basketball tournament too.
Exactly.
It's the same type of thing. Like
it's got the same thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Except with like ravenous fan bases.
Right.
Like
right.
a small town team like Binghamton, New York FC beats New York City FC.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. And Arsenal actually won the FA Cup last year. So I'm hoping they can do it again this year. A couple things I wanted to talk about video game related for my week was I wanted to update my themes or backgrounds on both of my consoles. And I was just searching to see if I could find an Arsenal theme for my Xbox. And it led me to Reddit. And there's actually a Reddit thread where you can request somebody to make you a theme for your Xbox. So I had 2 people send me Arsenal themes, and one of them's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so maybe I'll take a picture of it and put it up on our Twitter. And I bought the Order Dynamic theme, one of the dynamic order themes for my PS4.
How's that?
I bought the wrong one. I wanted the other one. It's only $2.
Yeah.
So whatever. It's just Galahad like not facing you, but kind of looking back at you, and there's just rising smoke around him. It's
okay.
cool looking, but the other one is like an overhead shot of Whitechapel, and there's like smoke coming out of the chimneys, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted. But I'm an idiot.
About the Galahad one.
Bought the Galahad. But yeah, I something about the backgrounds and themes. It just like when you boot your system up, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for my week.
Sounds good. I got a couple quick things to cover. I started a project on. I basically took my. Sorry, Will.
You're good.
I took my old Dell computer, which is like probably 7 or 8 years old, and I'm gonna try and turn it into a Steam in-home streaming machine, I guess. So I took my the main thing I wanted to get was make sure I get 1080p video. So I took my old GT 530 that was in my gaming computer when I bought it and put that in it, and I wanted to make sure it ran. So I'm gonna put either Steam OS on it or put it's got Linux on it already, but I'll have it boot right into Steam in-home streaming. I'm gonna try to get that set up up on my upstairs television.
I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
This is really the first week that me not being able to play on my PC has become an issue.
Yeah.
Because my fiance's in school, so she comes home and has to do schoolwork on the computer. And like the games I wanted to play for the podcast this week were on PC.
Yeah.
Now, do I have a way as of right now to stream that to my television?
Yeah. You can plug your laptop into it. The only problem is that when it's wireless, you can get some interference and stuff in it.
Okay.
It makes it a little slower. If everything's wired, it runs perfectly with like no lag or anything. But yeah, you could do it.
Okay.
Your video card is capable of the NVIDIA streaming and stuff.
Yeah, because that was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was wondering.
Yep. So I started updating the computer. I needed to update from Ubuntu 12.04 to 14.04. And while I was doing it, my daughter went and got the keyboard because it was in the living room and we were just sitting in there and mashed a bunch of keys on it and screwed up the install. I had to shut it down and restart it, and then it wouldn't come back on. So I've got to reinstall Ubuntu on the computer. So my project was paused for now.
What did she like? What button did she press?
She just mashed a bunch of buttons on the keyboard while it was updating and screwed it up.
Funny how that works.
I know. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that if I tried, but she just toddled right over and mashed a bunch of keys and screwed it up. So
she look at you and smile after she did it. Like
no, because I took her away. I took her, picked her up and moved her, and
she pooped her pants right after she did it.
No, but she did scream for quite a while. She's kind of dramatic, I guess. So So I'll hopefully have that up and running by next week. I want to actually put it on this TV right here, which is going to go over there at some point, and that'll be because I'm going to get the Steam Link thing for upstairs because it's small. I don't want this giant old computer in my living room, so there's that. And then I got Sid Meier's Starships, which I hope to have played a little bit of next week. Also, I got Shadow of Mordor. I actually bought a physical copy through Amazon. It was $20 on sale, and I had a $5 credit, so it only cost me $15. And I activated it on Steam and downloaded it and played for a few minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I still have to play that.
Now you can.
Well, I have it on PS4 too.
Oh, that's right. Yep. So I think that's all I got, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Do we want to get right into what we played?
Why the fuck not, Dan?
All right, let's do it. So obviously I played Hotline Miami, the first one, which I loved.
Did you beat it?
I beat it, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
I forgot that I had beaten it. Yeah, I wanted to have played it for Hotline Miami too, for a basis of comparison, you know. So I played that and beat it. Like I said, it was good stuff. I played a little bit more Dying Light. I finally made it into Old Town in Dying Light. I didn't know there was a second place. There's a second area. I still want to. I want to be able to like sit down and like finish it next time I play it. So hopefully by next week I'll have that beaten too. I've just got now that it's not as frigid down here as it has been. I can come down here and play without getting frostbite
I think I'm done with it.
or hypothermia. Are you?
Yeah,
It's hard to go back.
it is.
And as good of a game as it is, I have so many new games to play. Like, it's hard.
I need to start playing through games before starting anything else because I don't know. I just don't want to go back now.
I don't like to juggle 4 or 5 different games
hard.
all at once.
Hard
It
to
is
do that.
Very hard. So I played that. Like I said, I played Shadow of Mordor for like 5 minutes just to test it out. I wanted to test it out on this, and it ran great
On the old tablet.
on my tablet. Yeah. I feel like there was one other thing I played. I don't know. That's it. Will, what do you got?
I played and beat Duet.
Hey, well done.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring up the list right now and put the games in.
Is that
Before I
stupid
forget.
phone game you were playing?
Yeah, it's the one that you can beat.
I mean, I played it for 5 seconds.
You did the one level. Yeah. Basically, the concept of this game is there you control 2 like paintballs on opposite sides of the screen at the bottom, and one's red and one's blue, and you have to navigate them by spinning them through the levels. And there's different blocks in the levels in your way, and you have to spin them, either way to navigate through the maps. It's a pretty basic concept. It was a lot of fun. I think it was a really great mobile game. I beat through the story, and the cool thing about it is when you're playing through and you end up hitting one of the white blocks that you're trying to avoid, the paintball paints the block a little bit in that area, so like you know where you hit and where you messed up, and you can learn from that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty cool. But other than that, like, there's not a whole lot to the game.
Did you
good
ever play
music.
Super Hexagon, Will?
I did.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Super Hexagon was awesome.
Yeah, Super Hexagon was awesome. It's kind of the same thing, just a little bit. This one's a little bit, I want to say easier because some levels are pretty hard, but with Super Hexagon, it gets pretty crazy. There wasn't a moment in this game where I was like, this is crazy.
Looks very
But-
peaceful.
It is. The music's nice. There's a little robot that talks to you in between levels. But yeah, I really liked it. It was free. I think it's like $2 normally. It was the free app of the week when I got it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, other than that, like, I've played the same 3 games. I've played Corey and Hearthstone. We split 2 and 2.
Doing
Ah, the
two.
old one too.
Now,
Now, what kind of decks do you guys use?
Shaman and Paladin.
Hey, Corey?
My best one's my Hunter. I have a pretty good Rogue deck. Mage deck is pretty good.
The only deck I have right now is a Warrior deck.
My Warrior deck sucks.
I'd love for you to help me build a deck.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or Will, whoever.
Corey would know way more than me.
Well, the best thing to do is just Google Hearthstone decks, and they'll show you the ones that are free. You don't need any extra cards for.
All right, fine.
I mean, that's what I did. I forget what deck I had that was that. That was a while ago,
just
but that
want
got
your
me
knowledge.
through a lot of stuff. Say again?
I just want your knowledge.
Oh yeah, I can help you.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on trying to craft cards right now.
I never figured out what the
What
deal
does
with
that
that
mean?
was.
You just gotta go into the My Collection
Yeah.
thing, and then you go to crafting mode.
What do you mean crafting cards?
What you do is you get, what's it called, Dust Core?
Dust.
Arcane?
Arcane dust.
And you get that by either like winning it in the arena or breaking down duplicates of cards that you have.
Oh.
And then from there you can craft any card you want. You just have to have the amount of arcane dust.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So if you know what you're looking for in a card,
You can just make it.
easier way to get it.
Yep.
Than hoping to get it from a drop or a
So
pack or something.
the really good cards cost a lot of dust.
Yeah, the cards I was looking at are like 1,200.
So like, how much dust do you get from a card when you break it down?
Depends. Different rarities of the different cards, you get more dust. Like Corey, you probably know the numbers better.
Yeah, I want to say for like a rare card, to make it, it's 100. And if you were to break one down, you'd get 40 for it.
Okay.
The legendary ones I know are like 1,400, 1,200.
So it's like the ratio of trading in a game at GameStop. Bought
Kinda,
for
yeah.
for 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so like if you know what you want, that's how you can get that card. I got a little arcane dust from the arena. I did an arena run. Only had one win. Wasn't too successful. I got stuck with the warriors that I didn't use, or the like heroes I don't use. Like I had to pick the hunter.
I love the hunter.
See, I don't know what cards are good for her. And I was just kind of guessing when I was building.
That's a her?
Valera?
That's a rogue.
Oh. Yeah, the rogue.
So in the arena, you just get like a draft of cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
It-
there's what, 20, 30 rounds, Corey?
You pick one of 3 heroes. Once you enter the arena, you pick one of 3 random heroes that they give you, and then you pick. There's 30 cards in a deck, and they'll show you 3 cards at a time, and you pick one card out of those 3, and you do that 30 times until you have a deck.
Cool.
Yeah. And you got to have a good mana diversity in
Yeah.
there.
Curve.
Yeah.
I got you.
And it's pretty cool. I played some real wieners online.
That's what ruined my experience with it. Again,
They
was playing a couple of dickholes, and it, like I was borderline whether or not I liked it anyway, and that just soured my
like
experience.
somebody had the card that sent my. You get to pick one card that's in the enemy's play that you can send back to their hand, and he did that and said sorry. I wanted to pick him.
Yeah,
Like,
Because he wasn't sorry.
and I beat him,
good.
so I taunted him or threatened him or whatever. Yeah, but like you were talking about it, and I'd never had that experience before with people like that. Now I have.
It happened to me like probably 2 or 3 matches in a row. I had the guy that took until the very last second to do every single turn.
Yeah.
And then
That was me.
Corey witnessed the guy that I think it was one of the ones you were watching, Corey.
Yeah.
He didn't want to end the match. He was like kicking the crap out of me, and he kept moving the card onto the guy he was targeting and moving it back and moving it back on and moving it off and moving it. Let's just do it. Don't be such an asswipe.
But then when
That's
you
so-
concede, Dan.
I don't like to concede.
Yeah, I've never done that. I don't think.
Can confirm I will concede.
Yeah, me too. I don't mess around with that.
No. Time is valuable.
Yeah.
There's times like that I wish there was a chat function.
I'm happy that there's not, to be honest.
Me
Yeah, I
too.
could see that that'd go downhill real quick.
Yep.
It's probably better that there's not, because I would get very upset and there would be
Yeah.
a lot of fights.
Yeah.
My monitor would be smashed if there was a chat function.
Well, or you have the guy that always tells himself nice move or whatever after
Yeah.
every time he plays the card.
Well
Like, come on.
played.
While he's wearing
Yeah,
his
well
Google
played.
Glass
Yeah, exactly. It would be,
and
it's
his
that
Apple
guy.
Watch.
It's
See,
that guy.
When they do the well played to themselves, I always say thanks. Yeah, it's
I don't think
because-
I've ever used the comment. I don't think I've
I don't
ever
know
used the
how to
comment
use the
system.
comments.
I think you click on your own character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
do.
just click your portrait.
Well, I'm going to use them constantly now. But since we're talking about Hearthstone, I played some Hearthstone too.
Yeah, I
And
wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I think I played 3 games. My first one, I was getting just my ass whooped. and I came back
Nice.
and I beat him. I think if it had gone one more turn, he would have killed me. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him, I'm like, shit, I can kill this fucker this round. I didn't have many creatures out, and he was like chipping away at me. And finally, I got to a point where I had some pretty strong creatures out, and I had knocked all of his down. And he had a lot of health left, but I had some high-powered creatures out where I just was able to take him out in one swoop.
I love that.
I was so happy because I thought for sure I was going to lose.
Yeah.
But that was really fun. The next 2 games, I got my ass royally kicked. And I conceded twice.
What were you playing as? Do you know?
I only have a warrior deck.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you play through in the single play, I don't know where it is, like the innkeeper stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the single player stuff. You unlock all the other heroes.
Okay.
You start with the mage, I think.
I may have done some of that.
Okay.
Maybe I just
I think you
Yeah,
have to.
stuff I don't know it.
I think the warrior is the second thing you unlock, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I don't really know my way around Hearthstone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It's a good time. Like I wanted to get into it on the iPad a little bit.
I was gonna say, I really can't. I don't think I'll ever sit at my computer and play it, but it is a good tablet game.
It's a really good time killer, too. You know, like if you're in kind of a funk and you just want something to play,
Yeah.
that's a good one to go to.
Yeah.
I think. I do want to experiment with it a little bit more on the iPad just to see how it is on there. But yeah, it was fun. That game that I won was a blast.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing when you win.
Yeah, especially in that fashion, the old comeback victory.
Once you make a deck and you do quick match, I win like 90% of my quick matches now.
Yeah.
Because I have a deck that's decent.
I'm about
I-
50-50.
I don't know if my deck is any good. I
Yeah.
put it together, but
Yeah.
That'll change, Will.
Well, I haven't done ranked yet, so I know I'll get throttled in there.
Oh, I don't know if it's just for ranked, but they want you, like, they match you so you're about 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Because if I play 4 or 5 quick matches, I will win. I'll only lose like 1.
No, that'll probably change.
Crap.
A lot of the ones that are unranked are just people trying out decks, though, too. Like, don't want to
Okay.
hurt their ranking or whatever.
there are people like me who play once a year.
Right. It's one or the other.
I play heroes in quick match, and I always feel great when I win.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, did a little heroes. Did my dailies.
I got to do my dailies.
You probably have 3 dailies built
I do.
up. Yeah.
I looked at them yesterday.
Well, what are they?
Assassin character,
Okay.
which is great.
Nova's free this week.
I think it was win 8 games. It was either win or play 8 games.
Play.
Play 8 games.
Yeah.
And
That'll take a while.
I can't remember what the other one was. Might have been a specialist still.
Corey, what are your dailies?
In Hearthstone?
Heroes.
Oh, I have no idea.
We should do them.
I haven't logged into that for a while.
How dare you?
When are we?
Come on, man.
I gotta find a job.
So do I.
Already found one.
Maybe.
Might just work at the subway across the street.
Nothing
Oh,
wrong
dude,
with
can
that.
I get deals?
At least get lunch taken care of every day.
You could drive 2 hours up to his apartment for a free sub,
get a sandwich.
and then drive 2 hours back. It's not a bad drive though.
No, the back roads are nice.
Yeah, I should say we went up to Corey's this weekend.
Oh,
did you?
yeah, we did.
Yeah, for our mom's birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
completely,
nice.
completely forgot about that.
Broke bread.
Sorry, Mom.
It's a nice apartment too. I was very, very impressed with your apartment.
It's airy.
Yeah,
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah,
But anyway.
there's a good amount of people there, and it never felt cramped at all. It's good.
It's bigger than my house, I think.
I
Lengthwise.
don't know about
Yeah,
that.
it's definitely longer.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it's
anyway.
above the canal used to run right alongside this building. That's why I don't know if you saw it from the front, but it's like angled. It's like a
Yeah.
rhombus almost.
Huh?
Because this building used to be some sort of canal structure. I don't know.
Huh. Neat.
History.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I played was more Smash Brothers. Play a bunch of games every day. Working on new characters already. Villager is one of them.
Oh, nice.
Where like I figure out how to play as everybody. Not well, but decent. It's sort of the path that I've been heading. I've used my friends as like practice
As dummies
dummies. Yeah, it's, learn them.
to get pro.
Exactly.
Sure.
Pretty much. I'll like because when we play together, like I'll just do random. Then I'll play a character. I'm like, I actually kind of like this character. I'm gonna add them to the rotation. That's what I did for like Duck Hunt and Rosalina and Sheik, and I got decent enough with most of them. So now I'm moving on to like Sonic, Mega Man, Villager. I'm still working on Sheik. I'm pretty awful with Sheik. It's because she's fast.
She's very fast.
Yeah,
Not good with the fast characters.
it's not that I'm bad with them. It's just like I do something stupid and I always get myself killed because of it. Like she has a down spike, and what it is like Greninja has it, Dan, where he just goes straight down. And I'm an idiot because I'm used to playing as like Yoshi and stuff like that. When I do my down spike, it'll just do an attack and it won't like bring me down. So like off stage, because Sheik's kind of weak, I try to spike them and hit them off the stage to kill them easier. And I always go off and die.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. And like no matter how good I'm doing, I'll always SD for my final stock or something. It always happens, which is pretty frustrating.
What does SD mean?
Self-destruct. So, but yeah, that game, still not slowing down with it.
Nice.
It's great. That's all I played though.
Okay. What do you got, Eric?
Let's see, Dan. I talked about Hearthstone. I did want to touch on a couple of things as far as soccer games go. Jeff and I tried to play FIFA online last night. We probably tried to get into 20 matches. And the fucking servers are so bad. It kept telling Jeff that his online squad file was corrupt, or he didn't have the updated one or some bullshit, so he deleted it, downloaded it again, and it still kept saying it. We'd get into a game and it would immediately kick us out, saying we lost connection. So he tweeted the EA support thing, telling them what it said, and he told them in his tweet, I deleted my file and re-downloaded it. And they tweeted him back saying, you should try to delete your file and re-download it.
How hopeful.
So that was really frustrating.
Yeah.
So that led us to playing Pro Evo online against each other. It's really fun game, but the online is so like archaic. It's like when I'm used to playing like FIFA, how the menus and everything are just so great on there, like pretty bad as far as that goes.
So really, it's pick your poison, what you want to fight through in the
It's
soccer
got like
games.
match lobbies and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
really?
you go in a lobby with people.
That does seem kind of old.
It is. And like we were at the team select menu, and it gives you a limited amount of time to pick a team, and if you just it runs out, like it picked whoever we were on, that's who we had to play as, and you can't back out and pick a different team. And like I'm playing with my friend. Like we should be able to do that.
Yeah, you should be able to take your time.
So that was frustrating, but the game's great. I fucking love that game. So I've almost played through a full season already. I'm playing every game. I haven't simmed any of them. So that's pretty sweet. The only last thing I want to talk about was I didn't actually play it yet, but I did re-up my EA Access subscription today before I came over here because I'm going to download Battlefield Hardline Early Access overnight tonight and play it tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm fucking excited. That's 45 gigs.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big game.
So I'm hoping it's done by morning.
And installed too, right?
Yeah, we shall see.
Ooh, yeah, you might not be done there.
I know. It's very possible.
Wake up, you're at 90.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Nice.
I think I'm going to just jump right into the story. You get 10 hours. I don't know if they put a limit on how far you can go into the story or
Probably not.
what. Yeah.
The story doesn't matter for the most part in those games, although they say it every year that the story is supposed to be improved on this one.
Although I don't know if I should go into the story because I'm getting it for PS4.
Right.
And I won't be able to
Trophies.
carry my saves over.
Yeah. You might just
And
want to play
I'm not
multiplayer.
going to want to do the campaign again.
Right.
Yeah, I might just do the multiplayer. Yep. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
Yes, sir. That's it.
All right, Corey, what do you got?
Subway's got a new turkey Italiano sandwich. Anybody had it?
Tomorrow.
I get the same thing, which is a cold cut trio.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
Cold cut combo.
Yeah, it's basically an American sub.
I
Bologna.
eat 3 every day to help keep me
Bologna.
strong.
Bologna, ham, and salami.
Turkey Italiano.
The BMT is my favorite. However, I usually opt for the
Spicy.
spicy Italian because it's $1 cheaper.
Corey, I go in there every time. The BMT is my favorite, and I look at the spicy Italian and say, Eric, you should probably just get that one. And I don't. I get the BMT every time.
It's just the spicy Italian is BMT without ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that ham.
Yeah, you should bring your own ham.
You can't. The thing is, it's like you can't taste the fucking ham.
No.
You know?
Between
But
pepperoni and salami, you can't really taste a slice of ham.
right, it's totally overpowered, but I know it's there. You know?
Yeah.
But I hear you.
Yeah. What did I play?
Yeah, what'd you play?
I played a lot more Monster Hunter.
That's also what I played a lot of
Well,
too.
good. We can talk about it together.
Yeah, go ahead.